Welcome to Feng Shui Living, a podcast for busy women looking to de-stress and live with more intention. I'm Lisa Morton, and I'm passionate about helping you create a home that not only inspires you, but empowers you. Years ago, I was severely struggling with my mental health and wellness, and while I'd implemented yoga, meditation, therapy, and more, I just could not find that missing piece of the puzzle. And that was until I explored my home. You see, the interior designer in me had made it beautiful, but it wasn't supporting me energetically. Fast forward, and I've now been in the interior design industry for 20 years, and I've devoted the past 10 years to Feng Shui and a holistic design approach. In this podcast, I'll be sharing with you interviews, stories, and knowledge, as well as some super easy, simple tips that you can take on today. If you're looking to be more intentional and create a life and home that you love, then you're in the right place. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Feng Shui Living podcast. I am your host, Lisa Morton. So happy to have you. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning listener, thanks for hanging out with us. I think you're going to love this episode. I'm going to share with you about mirrors. Mirrors are really powerful Feng Shui adjustment tools. And it can be so fun. You know, I come from the interior design world where I used mirrors in one capacity, and now I'm looking at them in a totally different way. And I think by the end of today's episode, you'll do the same. So this episode stems from a recent client meeting. I went to a woman's house. Her name is Amy, and Amy is a longtime listener of Feng Shui Living podcast. I think she even told me that on her Spotify remix thing that I was like number 2. So that's yay. Thanks. But it was really eye-opening as we were talking about her space. We walked through, we explored her space, and it was maybe even mind-blowing what we discovered. I think you're going to really find this interesting. So before we dive in, take a minute and look around. And maybe you're in your car or you're on a jog or something, but you can do this later when you go home. But I want you to look around and just look for any mirrors. Where are they? What's the shape of them? Look at the size. And then look at what they're reflecting. Is this something beautiful? All right. So mirrors, again, are a powerful Feng Shui adjustment. We use them to bring more energy. We use them also for a sense of comfort, right? Because they can reflect things and we can see things. So mirrors can be just a really powerful and kind of easy adjustment. You know, somebody recently asked me, Lisa, why do you call them Feng Shui adjustments when all these books I've read say Feng Shui cures? That really is more of an interior alignment, as well as my own personal approach to this. Yes, they're probably considered cures traditionally, but I just don't like that word. I feel like we're not fixing anything that's, in my book, it's not wrong. There's not wrong or right. There's not so complimentary, not so helpful, not so good for you, and then a better path. So let's just make adjustments to send you in the right direction versus like feeling guilty, feeling negative because you did it, quote unquote, wrong, right? So I really love adjustments. And yes, that comes from the interior alignment style of Feng Shui. So I have 4 things that I want you to know about Feng Shui. But first I want to share this story. So I went to Amy's house and it's so beautiful, so pretty. She had these like decorative pots out and you just walk in. It was so welcoming. It was decorated. It was beautiful. And I instantly really felt comfortable. And then we walk in, we talked more, we looked at some paint colors, we talked Feng Shui about all different areas. Then we sat down in her living room. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw the kitchen. And I saw there was mirror in the kitchen, but it was also just kind of like playing with my eyes. You don't see a lot of mirror in the kitchen. And so it was just like kind of, I don't know, it just kept grabbing my attention out of the corner of my eye. It was really bizarre. And I'm like, okay, there's going to be something interesting in that room. I just know we're going to have a really interesting conversation. So we continued talking, and then we started walking throughout the space. When we made it to the kitchen, well, let me preface, she had said that she doesn't feel, well, get rid of the word super. She just doesn't feel good in the kitchen. It feels cluttered. It feels like a catch-all space. It doesn't make her feel good. She also told me about past health issues in the family, as well as major dietary practices, concerns, health issues. I don't like the word issues. Health concerns for her children. They have to stick to a very strict diet, and it's very important. Okay. I was like, okay. And we go walking into the kitchen. I was like, oh my goodness. The backsplash throughout, instead of being, a painted wall, or instead of being a tile backsplash or stone or anything, it was mirror. Now, this was there from before in the previous homeowners. They've only lived in this home about 3 years. So it was there from before. But it was mind-boggling when you saw what it was reflecting. It was reflecting back an energy of health concerns, having to cook a lot at home because they can't go out and just grab something, right? A lot. I mean, it actually looked pretty cluttered, even though it wasn't, right? Mirrors amplify. So it was making these issues, making these concerns even bigger than they needed to be. Recently, I worked with a woman. They had a playroom in the Wealth and Abundance area, Wealth and Abundance Energy Center of the Bagua map of their home. And, I told her, I'm like, this is great and all if you want to have a playroom here. But be mindful that if you have 5 toys here, it's going to feel like 500. The same with this space. So it was even more mind-boggling because this room was kind of near kind of this upper left corner, but it also deeply connected to health and well-being, as well as wealth and abundance. So when we talk wealth and abundance, everybody's just like, show me the money. But wealth and abundance, Gua, is more than that. It is just abundance. So anything in it can make it feel even bigger. I'll tell you one thing I'm struggling with that, Gua, my personal life, is my dog Cub has all kinds of health issues, and we have an abundance of health issues going on with him. So I'm trying to navigate that and find adjustments and tweaks that we can make for myself. So, it can just make things seem bigger than they are or that they need to be. So I have 4 things that I really want to share with you about mirrors. And I think it might be eye-opening. Again, think back to walking into this kitchen with mirror everywhere. Do you have an experience like that? Maybe you have a master bedroom with mirrored closets and it's so much mirror, or mirrors everywhere in your bathroom. Mirrors can kind of feel overwhelming because the first thing I want to get to is amplification. Mirrors amplify. Mirrors amplify everything. It reflects, it multiplies. What is it multiplying? Is it multiplying a good thing? Healthy fruits and vegetables on the counter? Or multiplying a beautiful bouquet of flowers? Or is it multiplying health concerns, diet concerns? What is it multiplying? So mirrors always multiply whatever they're reflecting. I worked with an office space years ago, and they were getting people in the door, but not people to sign up for any more of their service. It was like a one-time thing, and then people would move on. So I went to their office, and I walked in, and it was really pretty, and they had this big, beautiful leaning mirror. those big tall ones. It looked so beautiful and grand and had a presence and felt really glamorous. But I noticed directly across from it was a wastebasket. So they were reflecting garbage, and that was the first thing that people would see as they walked in the door. So you can have even the most glamorous, beautiful mirror, but it's still important to notice what it's amplifying, what energy it's amplifying. So is it amplifying good or not so good? That's number one. Number two is mirrors are great to lighten and brighten. So here's a good thing. If you have a dark hallway, mirrors are wonderful. Mirrors bring more light in. They reflect more light throughout. If you have a dark hallway, add some brighter lighting, add some mirrors, make sure there's a fresh coat of white paint on the ceiling. That will help lighten and brighten. These mirrors are great to lift the energy of a room. And it's an easy cure. You can hang a mirror up on the wall and it lifts the energy. Number three is mirrors are really good at providing solutions for protection. I just worked with a woman in her office, and I'm always trying to get people working in the command position. That command position is so powerful and so valuable to support you. If you're not working in the command position, you put yourself in the command. I got an email last night from Kim who put herself in the command position. She's like, oh my gosh, who knew I was going to feel this way? Putting yourself in the command position is so important. However, I worked with a woman recently who we could not get her in the command position. There was no way. The only layout with this small office space with closets, doors, windows, the only way we could set it up with her desk shape was to put it against the wall. So she's looking at the wall, her back is exposed. Traditionally, this is not at all what we want to do. It's what we had to do. It's the way her house is. That's okay. We just have to get creative and dig a little deeper. So what we did was we used a mirror. We had a really nice mirror hanging on the wall next to her computer screen. So her screen is there and it's off to the right. Does it have to be a beautiful mirror? No, this was a simple oval-shaped gold framed mirror. This mirror will reflect should anyone walk up behind her. She can see if anyone is coming in the room. But also, subconsciously, she knows that mirror is there, and it's a sense of protection. So she can sit there and let her shoulders drop and really dive into her work, knowing that this mirror will notify her should somebody walk in and walk up behind her. Okay? So they are a great tool for that sense of protection. Number 4 that I really want to talk about is, what are they reflecting? Now, I recently talked about this in the first section about amplification, reflecting the garbage, but what are they really reflecting? Now, I want you to look around your mirror from different angles, from different views to see what it's reflecting. Oftentimes above a fireplace, you'll see a mirror. What's it reflecting? Most often a ceiling fan that's kind of ugly. And ceiling fans are not really good feng shui. So we don't want to amplify that. There's a cutting energy, right? That cuts into our body. So we don't want that. I also commonly see mirrors hung on the wall, say behind a sofa. Well, when everyone's sitting there, it's cutting off their head. We also want to avoid mirrors reflecting toilets. I'm a huge fan of the simple, small little commode room, the toilet room, separate from the bathroom. If you don't have that, that's okay. But just see if you can not have that reflecting. I recently actually put a tall greenery planter kind of to block the view from the mirror to the toilet. Get creative. Maybe a piece of art on a frame, or maybe some containers of sorts to store all your tools and Q-tips and whatever, cotton balls, whatever you need to block that view from the bathroom. from the sink, from the mirror. We don't want it reflecting the toilet. So four things to really remember with mirrors. Number one, they amplify. That's a good thing. That's a not good thing. Number two is they lighten and brighten, which is always a good thing. Number three is they provide solutions for comfort and calm. And then number four, we always do need to know what they're reflecting. Mirrors really can help in Feng Shui to deflect energy back as well. So this is a powerful tool. If you're looking for a solution, mirrors can often be the great adjustment that you need. Remember, the size doesn't matter in a mirror. You can go big, you can go small. The small ones are still going to have a big effect, just like the big ones, right? The small ones, even though you have maybe just a small little mirror on your desk, it's going to work just as big as if you had a giant one. It's reminding you that you have that mirror there. It's also subconsciously telling you that you are safe. You are protected because that mirror will let you know if there's anything happening. Okay? Oh my gosh, I hope you found this fun. I hope you look around your space with mirrors and then see what's in them, see what they look like, the shape, the style. It all brings some sort of energy. It all affects the energy. Now, interesting little test that I left Amy with is I suggested that be their next project. They just got through a major bathroom remodel that I know took a lot of time, and it was just a big headache. However, I told her, when you're ready for your next project, removing this mirror really should be your next project. In the meantime, I told her to get some craft paper or peel and stick wallpaper or something to put up there to cover the mirror. If nothing else, I wanted her to just experience the ease that she can feel in this kitchen without the mirror. Mirrors have that reflective quality, can really stir us up if we're not feeling relaxed already. Like, we always want to avoid mirrors in a bedroom or anything super reflective in a bedroom because we can't go to sleep. And I am so excited to hear about the outcome of her experiment to cover the mirror. I will be sure to let you guys know once I hear the results. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions about mirrors in your spaces. I do offer a free 15-minute discovery call over on my website. You can schedule that. We can have a chat about your needs and what we can do to tweak it or move the mirror, shift it, how you need to, mirror anything. We'll get it figured out. Also, make sure to mark your calendars as my Feng Shui certification course kicks off in March. Well, I have an early bird special where you can save $400 off your certification price. It's an online and in-person retreat style training, and I'm so excited. I hope you'll join me. Reach out with any questions, and well, friends, I'll see you at our next episode. Special thanks to our production company, Influencer.tv, the WELT 95.7 studios, and our sponsor, Good She. For more information, head over to the show notes. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. I'll see you next time.